Hello, today we're out here at one of our research plots today. I'm joined here with Emily. Emily, want to introduce yourself?
Hi, as you already know, I'm Emily. I'm the intern for Fresno as I'm mentoring under Joey this summer as the agronomy technology intern.
And what are we out here doing today, Emily?
So we're out here flagging for different days of emergence and seeing the yield impact that's going to do as the corn continues to grow throughout its life. We flagged up to 5 days out here.
Yeah, so basically what we did, this particular grower has an 8-row planter, so we flagged all 8 rows. Each flag correlates with a different day of emergence. In perfect planting conditions, we want these plants to start emerging in 7 days after planting. And then once that first corn plant comes up out of the ground, 72 hours after that, all of them should be done. So in theory, we shouldn't have any days past day 3. And what we're experiencing here is we got some that are day 4 and even some up to day 5. And we got some that didn't emerge. And that happens with insect pressure. We've had a lot of slug damage, especially in soybeans this year in this particular area. Some kernels just don't emerge, and we have skips too. So we're going to dig some plants, see what we can find on our planting depth, and as well as root development. So we finished here digging our upper plants. We got them on our fancy dancy root board. And visually, to me, just by looking at the height of the plants between day 1 and day 2, I don't see a huge size and height. But where I do notice a difference is in root development. Our day 1 has significantly more amount of fibrous roots. They're bigger, they're longer. Even our brace roots are significantly bigger than are the ones on day 2. We move into day 3, we can see a difference in stalk size, height of the plant, and especially in our root development compared to day 2 and even up to day 1. So we rearranged our root board here. We kept day 1 just for comparison for our day 4 and our day 5. We're seeing the same thing as we did especially on our day 3 with day 4 and day 5. Day 5 is significantly small. This guy is basically just going to be a weed. He's going to steal nutrients from our other plants. Day 4's got some pretty decent height. I bet he'll put on a half a ear. As far as root development, day 4's got some good root development, but no comparison to day 1 still, or day 2 for that matter. So, okay, so now we're going to look at our depth on each of our days planted. We threw out day 2. He was at the exact same planting depth at day 1. So we kind of peeled some roots back just so we can really see that mesocotyl and where that seed was placed. So if you look at our first line here on day 1, so day 1, we're right at that inch mark for our planting depth. We add 3/4 of an inch, inch and 3/4. Perfect planting depth. We move over to day 3, about looking like 1.5 inches, add that 3/4, we're at 2 1/4. Day 4, we're looking more at like that 2 inch mark, just under 2 inches. Add 3/4 of an inch, we're at 2 3/4. Here, we're below our 2 inch mark on our seed placement. So roughly right around that 2 3/4, 3 inches depth, 3 inches planting depth. So you can see that planting depth definitely has a lot to do with emergence. And getting that planting depth at the correct depth, 1 3/4, 2 inches, is perfect for the emergence of that corn plant. He can get up out of the ground early and start growing and putting on those fibrous roots like we saw earlier on our day 1 planted corn. Because I want to play basketball. I'm a stinking baller, okay? Like, you give me the ball in the corner, it's in 100% of the time. I was gonna go D1 for basketball until I tore my meniscus 7 times in my knee. Yeah, that was a lie. I'm horrible at basketball.